In some situations, the best thing to do is not to move to Savannah at all. We're seeing every week anywhere from 250 to 300 price reduction here in the Savannah area. And that's just the beginning, by the way. So what's really going on with the housing market locally here in the Savannah, Georgia area? And why would you even bother to hear this? Well, let me tell you this. If you're thinking of making the move to the Savannah, Georgia area, and you don't know any of these things that you're about to hear in this video, you might end up not only wasting your time, honestly, having the wrong expectations, buying in the wrong place, and not even knowing where the best deals are, okay? So for the past week, I spent a few hours every day so I can put something together for you to help you make better decisions. Now, in this video, you're about to learn, where are people buying? How much are they paying in comparison to the asking price? Are they paying full asking price, or are they paying lower than that? Where are houses selling the fastest? How long are they taking to sell? Are we on a buyer's market or are we on a seller's market? How is the inventory? What does it mean for you as a buyer? Where are the best deals right now, right? I bet you want to know all of that in order for you to make the right decisions if you're planning on moving to the Savannah area. And by the way, if you don't know me, I'm Luis Bruno. I am a realtor down here in the Savannah, Georgia area. And this is what I do all day long. Help people like you relocate to this area. So now let's get started. The first question I want to get out of the way is this. Is the market in Savannah, Georgia crashing, yes or no? And why, right? The answer is no. It's not crashing. And let me tell you why. Right now, if you compare the prices of last year to this year, we have seen an increase of prices of 2%. Yes, it is not a huge deal, of course. It's not like the market went up 7%, but it went up 2%. That means it's not crashing at all. Now, the first sign of a correction on a market normally is by looking at how fast are homes selling. And right now, on average, if you compare the Savannah, Georgia metro area, which by the way, when I say Savannah, I'm not talking about the city. I'm talking about the area in general. Chatham County, Bryan County, and Effingham County. If you look at how fast are houses selling in there, it's about 51 days, okay? 51 days. So houses are taking twice as long to sell compared to last year. Now, at the same time, they're not going down in general. Now, if you look at the data from the MLS, meaning the multiple listing service of the Savannah, Georgia Board of Realtors, you're gonna find out that we've seen for the last 8 or 9 weeks over 250 to 300 price reduction. That right there, my friend, is the first sign of a market correction. Now, is the market going to crash 100%? Probably not. It's going to go down maybe 10%, maybe 15%. But if people are expecting the market to go down 40, 50%, it's not gonna happen. Okay, this is not 2008. The two situations from 2008 to 2025 is 100% different from each other. Now, to give you more context, there are over 2,000 homes for sale right now in the Savannah, Georgia metro area, and only about 920 under contract by the time I'm recording this. Now, last year, right, in 2023, also 2022, it used to be the opposite. We would have double the amount of homes under contract compared to homes available. So with that being said, we are entering a balanced market where now buyers have a lot more negotiation power compared to the last 5, 6, 7 years. Now, another thing you need to know is this. The last time that we'd had as much inventory as of right now was back in 2018, okay? Pay attention to that. It's been, what, 2019, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 20. It's been 7 years. 7 years since we had this much inventory. Now, let me answer the following question for you. Where are the hottest area? Like, where are people actually buying the most right now? Well, the number one area in the entire Savannah metro area is Richmond Hill, Georgia, okay? That is the number one place in terms of the amount of sales, right? The amount of people buying in there is Richmond Hill, number one. Number two, it's South Savannah, okay? South Savannah is number two, and number three is Pooler, Georgia. Now, all of those three areas have a different price range. If you go to the South Savannah area, the price median right there is about $340,000. If you go to Pooler, Georgia, the price median right there is about $375,000. And if you go to Richmond Hill, which a lot of people choose it because of the school districts, the price median right there in Richmond Hill is about $450,000. And by the way, I'm about to share with you 3 examples of homes that actually sold, and I'm going to break down how much you would have to pay for your mortgage payment on each of those homes. Now, check this out. I wanted to give you a real example of a home in Richmond Hill that sold, okay? Not that it's listed for sale, but a home that actually sold for $450,000. Now, remember, $450,000 is the price median in Richmond Hill right now in 2025. So in this example, if you look at the right, a down payment of $90,000 is about 20%. right? 20% down payment based on today's interest rate of 6.8. The insurance, you have the property taxes, and the total payment amount of $3,000 basically. Okay, so this will help you set up the expectations. Let me give you another example now in Pooler, Georgia. Now this one is in Pooler, and I want you to notice the first thing. In Pooler, Georgia, this home, which is obviously not new, listed for $370,000. This is how it looks like, guys. Pooler is one of the hottest areas. It's one of the best areas close to everything. The airport, the Tanger outlets, plenty of shopping, plenty of things to do in Pooler, Georgia, okay? So if you're thinking of moving to that area, here's a good example of it. Price, $370,000. This one actually sold for that price. It's not listed. It is actually sold already, no longer available. So if you use an FHA loan, down payment right there, $18,500. Your interest rate, which is the same as the previous one, insurance, PMI. Now, why did I include PMI on this example and not on the other one? Well, if you're gonna put less than 20% down for your down payment, you're gonna have to pay private mortgage insurance, okay? So that's gonna add even more to your mortgage payment. But in this example, a home in Pooler for $370,000, you should expect to pay about $3,140 mortgage payment. Okay, so here's the last example, and before we get into it, let me make a statement real quick. You're gonna notice here on the screen that I didn't include the taxes on it, but the actual total payment has the taxes already included in this mortgage payment. So this is a home in South Savannah that also sold recently for $370,000. This is how a home looks like in South Savannah for that price, okay? But I wanted to give you a real example so you know what to expect in terms of mortgage payment. Now, if for some reason you wanted to stay under a certain mortgage payment, you have to understand that you're gonna have to change the numbers. Either you give more down payment or you just get a cheaper house, either or. Now, let me help you even more. If you have no idea about how Richmond Hill looks like, or neighborhoods, or South Savannah, or Pooler, I have plenty of videos in this channel. I will leave you a link on the description of this video about all the neighborhoods, okay? So just go there or go to the comments or just send me a text message and I'll send you the playlist of the best neighborhoods in this area. Okay, now that you know where are people buying, meaning the hottest areas, you have to understand the following. Are people paying full asking price or are they paying less? And the answer is this. If you look at the data from the Savannah, Georgia MLS, people are paying on average about 97% of the asking price. That means people are getting a 3% discount for the most part. Now, in some areas, like Garden City and like the downtown Savannah area, houses are selling for 94% of the asking price. So that means people are getting a 6% discount. Now, where can you find the best deals on the market right now? Well, let me tell you this based on data. If you're looking for discounts, maybe you should focus on resale homes that have continuously reduced their prices, okay? I have a list that I can send you. You send me a text message, right? This is my phone number right here on the screen. Send me a text message. I could send you a list of homes that have dropped their prices multiple times. That give you a better chance. Now, the other option would be to look at new construction homes. We have over 300 new construction homes for sale in this area, meaning the Savannah, Pooler, Port Wentworth, Effingham County, etc., okay? Liberty County. So if you're looking for new construction homes, all of the builders right now, they're offering incentives, not only to lower your interest rate, but also to pay some of the closing costs. And let me tell you this, the number one thing that I notice with buyers, especially for buyers like you from out of the state of Georgia who think they can come here and get a super deal, is this. They always underestimate the amount of money that it takes for closing costs. 100% of the time. I have never once had anyone tell me, Bruno, I think I save a lot of money and this is way less than what I thought it would be. It's always the opposite. It's always, Bruno, I didn't know that closing costs were going to be this high, okay? I'm telling you, calculate at least 4% of the purchase price. 4% of the purchase price towards closing costs to be somewhat safe, okay? To be somewhat safe. Don't do 2%. Do not believe whatever the lender told you that apparently is going to be 1.5%. It's not going to be 2% closing costs, guys, okay? So if you're thinking of moving to Savannah and you think you're going to save 2% towards closing costs and be safe, the answer is 100% of the time wrong, unless you're buying cash. But if you're using financing, remember, property taxes, insurance, down payment, closing costs, loan fees, attorney fees, there are so many fees that you're going to have to pay. HOA fees, for example. So always try to at least calculate about 4% minimum towards closing costs. Now, if you're a veteran and you think that, well, I'm a veteran, I don't have to pay closing costs, you're wrong as well, because down payment and closing costs are two different things, okay? Down payment, yes, the VA loan is not going to require you to put a down payment, but closing costs are 100% negotiable. Just because you're a veteran doesn't mean that other people are legally obligated to pay for closing costs, okay? So that's always something that you have to negotiate. Keep that in mind, please. Now, going back to new construction construction homes, if you're looking for new construction homes that are in a community without an HOA, the chances of you finding that is almost 0%, okay? We don't have that. Yes, you could find new construction homes that are individually built, meaning they're not part of an actual neighborhood or new development. You can find those without an HOA, but if you want to be in a nice neighborhood of new construction homes, there's a 100% chance you're going to have an HOA. Okay, now let's talk about home prices for a second. What should you expect as a home buyer if you're planning to move in here in terms of prices? Well, let me tell you this. In Chatham County, which is the Savannah, Georgia area, in terms of what? Pooler, Georgia, Port Wentworth, Garden City, the city of Savannah, of course, the price median in that county is about $370,000. Now, if you wanted to go to Effingham County, which is a little bit more country, a little bit more secluded, about 25-30 minutes away from Savannah, the price median right there is about $335,000. Okay, so you go from $370,000 to $335,000 in Effingham County. The other county, which is where Richmond Hill is located at, is Bryan County. Okay, Bryan County, the price median right there is about $432,000. So they have the best schools. People love that area for that reason, but it is a little bit pricier than Chatham County and Effingham County. Now, in some situations, the best thing to do is not to move to Savannah at all. And let me give you a few examples, guys. I get phone calls pretty much every week with a similar situation. Hey, I live somewhere out of the state. I have this great interest rate on my mortgage payment that is only 2.25%, and I want to move to Georgia, but I would only do it if I can get a better deal. The answer is you're not going to get a better deal. Okay, there's nothing you can do. You should not move. If you really love your mortgage payment right now and you don't have any reason whatsoever to be in Georgia besides, oh, I want something new and I'm ready for the weather, which there's nothing wrong with that. But if the only reason is the weather, I'm pretty sure it is way better to just stay where you are. Okay, not everyone needs to move. Don't fall for these headlines. It's always the best time to buy. No, some people don't need to buy. Some people, yes, I think it's better if they buy. At the same time though, if you're renting, you're throwing money away every month, you have no sense of ownership anyways, I think it's better if you start looking for ways to improve your credit, save for down payment, and get into a house, okay? Even if it's a townhouse, it's way better than just throwing money away. Well, there you have it. I hope that was helpful. Please send me a text message or call me if I could help with anything. And in the meantime, I'll see you next time.